Clawdbot's causing quite a stir right now, and it's being marketed as this like 24/7 virtual assistant that can do things for you like book your hotel room or make dinner reservations for you or book a flight or look at your emails. And I think this is totally missing the point of why things like Clawdbot are so valuable, not just now, but will become more and more valuable in the future. Clawdbot's what I'm calling the first full scope agent. And there's a difference in there between that and something like Claude Code that makes a big difference. And if you're thinking of this as a 24/7 assistant, you're not squeezing the full value out of this. What I care about as somebody who builds software are things like, am I building the right thing? How do I find out if I'm building the right thing? Can I get to build the right thing in a more efficient way? And that's what Clawdbot's actually going to help with. And I realized this as I was building out both the ericbefore.com website for this channel I just launched and the Build Anything app. I realized I was building the wrong thing, and I really started honing in this about 2 weeks ago or so. And now that Clawdbot came out, it really kind of just underlines all of the kind of fears and concerns I had about me building the wrong thing. So in this video, I'm going to show you what a full scope agent is, how we're going to build software in the future, and how you can kind of position yourself to take advantage of this stuff now with full scope agents like Clawdbot beyond just making dinner reservations with it, which I mean, who really cares about that? To show you what I mean, I need to tell you the story of what's happened with software in the past, where software development's at now, and then I'll show you where I think it's going in the future. So this is a picture of the way we used to build software. This is a world that I've lived in for the past 10 years, and many of you watching this have probably lived in this world. But essentially what happens is somebody has an idea, or maybe a group of people have an idea, then someone, or oftentimes a committee of people, make a decision to build some piece of software. Then a bunch of humans plan it all out. They'll take this idea and they'll decompose it into smaller little tasks, and then they'll hand it off to humans to build something, and then they'll launch a feature or launch a new app. There's more to it than that, but this is the gist of it. The reason this works this way is because we had to spend a lot of time making sure we had our ideas broken down into tasks, so these very expensive developers could build stuff and not waste their time. But you can see that all that's starting to go away. And let me show you the way that we're building software now. The new way to build software looks pretty much the exact same as the last way, except for now instead of just humans, we have humans plus agents. And they help us do things like come up with ideas. They help us plan. You can see all this PRD, everybody's obsessed with PRDs now and writing PRDs left and right. As a former product manager, I hated writing PRDs, but now they're all anyone can talk about. I'm getting rid of PRDs in the software I'm building, by the way. Then the agents help us decompose things into tasks. And when I really started shifting my mindset about what's happening with AI and software development was when Claude Code came out with their tasks last week or the week before that. And they added in a really robust project management system native to their application. And a lot of what I was building in the Build Anything app was breaking things down into tasks. And I realized that was the wrong thing to do. And then the big place that AI agents are making an impact right now is they're actually building the software. I think it was tasks where Anthropic came out and said that, yeah, this entire thing was just built by agents in about a week and a half. And then they launched something. So this cycle of idea to building to launching is increasing very, very fast. You can see how quick this release cycle is getting right now. But here's what's going to change. If you noticed, humans and AI agents are really involved with the idea, the planning, the decomposition, tasks, building and launching, and even getting feedback on app. But there's one little piece that up until now has been kind of like the human's last domain, and that is just simply deciding what to build and what not to build. This is our last little island of agency. And here's how things like Clawdbot and full scope agents are going to change this. The new way of building software, at least this is what I see building software being like in 2 or 3 years, is going to look like this. This is the future of software. All I'm going to be doing is deciding what to build or not to build. And even with that, I'm going to be getting a lot of input from things. And you might be wondering, well, how do we take away all that other stuff? And where the only job left for humans is going to be deciding. And here's what I mean by full scope agents. Right now, with things like Claude Code or Gemini or ChatGPT, you can actively go in and tell it things about the world around it, mainly you right now. So each of these things has a way for you to tell it, here are the things I like, here are some of my tendencies, and it just stores stuff in a little memory file, and it knows things about you and often over indexes on that stuff, and it's still kind of messy. But what's going to happen with full scope agents, and you can see this happening with Clawdbot right now, is they're going to switch from being static to being proactive. My job in the future is going to be to give things like Clawdbot access to the best world description of what's happening, what my goals are, what the goals of my users are, what problems they experience in a problemscape. And then I'm not going to be telling it which ideas or coming up with ideas all on my own. It's going to be proactively monitoring these problem spaces for us and suggesting ideas. So what would that look like? I'll use an easy example with something like my ericbefore.com website. Right now, I read through the comments. I try to figure out what it is that you all have problems with. I figure it's a lot of things that I have problems with. You guys share probably a lot of the same fears and aspirations I do. But that's the audience I'm trying to serve. And I'm the bottleneck right now because I'm having to try to interpret and read the tea leaves on this stuff. I know that I want to make a great channel and make a great product and a series of tools for us, but my AI agents aren't fully aware of that. And they should be, and they will be. What I mean by this is I'm going to be able to tell things like Clawdbot in the future is I have this audience that watches my YouTube channel. I want to make tools to help them with their problems. I want you to constantly monitor the comments. I want you to find avatars of these people that exist on X and on Instagram. And I want you to go out there and monitor their conversations and what they talk about. Then I want you to build that stuff into reports, and I want you to bring it back, and you don't have to report it to me, but I want you to store it somewhere, and I want you to start constantly thinking about what we should build and what we shouldn't build on ericbefore.com. Then on top of that, I'm going to give you some autonomy to go ahead and make decisions and go ahead and build stuff without my permission. And whenever you want to update ericbefore.com, you can go ahead and update it. So my job switches from being someone who's in Claude Code building ericbefore.com and giving tasks to Claude Code to somebody saying, hey, I want you to monitor this problem space and I want you to come up with a list of things to build and then just start building it if you're confident enough. If you have a question, just ask me, send me a question on my phone with what you're talking about, and I will either decide to approve something or decide not to approve something. I know that might sound crazy, and please tell me in the comments if you think that is crazy and that all of this stuff is going to go away. I don't think this is going to happen in the next year or anything like that. But the app I'm building right now is leaning towards this direction. And let me just show you the mistakes I was making and what I'm thinking this will look like in the future. Okay, let me just give you a quick overview of this and what I was doing wrong and how I'm changing things in this app. You can see I have this whole section up here called Workbench and My Applications. And the way I was building this previously to Claude tasks coming out and things like Clawdbot is I would have folders or PRD type things that existed in these folders, and I would describe the app and break things down into tasks. Then I have this AI queue where I would package the tasks together and send them off to Claude Code. Now I'm changing this. I'm not worrying about sending things off to Claude Code right now. The new version of this is just going to be me describing the problem space and describing the problem spaces that exist within the app. So for example, with the Eric Before site, I have things like a dashboard that I want. I want a communication hub so I can talk with you all outside of the comments. I want a signal to where I can actually capture email addresses to give you all the tools and share what I'm building with you. And then I want to share the tools that I actually use in my day-to-day building with you guys. The thing is that I came up with these with the AI and it actually built these out for me, not based off of what I told it to build out, but based off of the problems I was describing about the Eric Before channel. I hope that makes sense. The big switch I'm making here is I'm moving away from saying these are the things that you need to do, Claude Code, to I'm saying here are the problems that exist, and I'm exposing Claude Code or Clawdbot to this stuff and saying, given these problems, you go build what you think you should build. Monitor this problem space. So I'm hooking Clawdbot up to monitor the comments section, what videos I'm making, my analytics. I'm having it follow avatars of people I think this audience is like, and it's going to constantly be populating this problem space with things based off of what it sees. And my only decision is going to say, okay, that seems like a good idea, go build it. This is completely in test mode right now. I've got a lot of technical hurdles to overcome in order to build this out and make it work. But that's what I'm building right now. And I thought I'd share that with you all to get feedback from you guys and see if you think this vision I have of what's happening with the future of software is crazy or not. Anyway, that's what I'm building. If you want to see how this turns out, you can go to ericbefore.com and sign up. Right now, it's literally just a inbox with an email sign up. And when you sign up there, I'll give you the conductor framework, which is what this is built off of, for free, and you can install that in any code base you want. And then I need to do some user interviews with people to test out this application. And if you're into doing a user interview, I'd love to interview you while you're using this to see if it makes sense to you or not. And then you'll be able to beta test this. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you think that things like Clawdbot are moving us beyond just a 24/7 AI assistant and into this thing that will really help us monitor and understand the world around us and autonomously make decisions about what we should or should not build based off of our values and the targets we give it. That's it. Thanks and have a good day.